FC 360. Wow, what a game that was. I'm just a bit in shock. The fact that we're beating PSV 3-0, I thought was going to be a really tough game. With that win, we are definitely now in the knockout round to get a place in the last 16. So we'll have to see what happens once we'll play PSG, but either way, didn't think we'd get this far, to be fair. Maybe that's just me being a bit pessimistic, but no, credit to Eddie Howe and co. Literally had a very good Champions League campaign this season, and I'm quite happy with where we are. But how did we do it? Well, obviously beat them 3-0 with a goal from Wissa, Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes. I know I've had time to actually watch the replays as well since I've got home. And yeah, before getting to the team, obviously I think this season we have sort of struggled to maintain leads, keep the defence as solid as we normally do, and also creating and scoring chances. We haven't done that very much, and literally a lot of times that's been happening. Fans have been calling out for Eddie Howe to maybe either change personnel, change formation, or change tactics somehow. Because my argument was that I feel like our midfield is either playing too deep and the wingers are too wide. And to be fair, Eddie Howe did exactly what was needed to get the results. But literally, we'll go through the team. So in terms of the personnel and the formation, that didn't change too much. Started with Nick Pope in goal. We'll do the player ratings as well. Nick Pope, again, he only really had to really make one save. That was really challenging for him. And to be fair, he's kicking. Does anybody else think Nick Pope's kicking's improved? Because I would say Nick Pope's kicking has came on a long way this season. I don't know if it's just the pressure from having Aaron Ramsdale, who's quite good with his feet, but Nick Pope's distribution with his feet, especially the last few games, has been quite good for me. I've been really impressed. So, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He's done quite well. Kieran Trippier started at right back. Now, a lot of people would have hoped to maybe see Lewis Megley start in that position. To be fair, even I've thought Kieran Trippier's legs aren't what they used to be. Obviously, Champions League, big game. But then again, he's coming up against an older winger in Perisic, so maybe that was Eddie Howe's thinking there. But he started, played well, great. Literally, the leadership that Kieran Trippier offers is immense. I'd probably say, in terms of the regular starters who are in amongst the starting 11 and the subs, he is probably the best leader on and off the pitch, 100%. And you can't knock that for your defence, especially considering how young most of the defence is. He was there with Malik Chow again. Malik Chow's had a few rough, shaky games the last few games, but you know what? Was solid again. Oh, I didn't give Trippier a rating. I want to give Trippier a 7 as well. Malik Chow, again, to be fair, like Nick Pope, wasn't really challenged too much when he was called upon. Did really well. Going to give him a 7. Sven Botman is slowly coming back with his best. I feel there's part of me that feels like I'm saying that a bit too soon, but you know what? I feel like he's coming back with his best. I feel like we are starting to see the best of Sven Botman, and I'm really hoping that we do get to see the Sven Botman of old, because Rolls Royce of a defender. And again, I think I'm going to have to give him a 7 as well. In Lewis Hall, do I give Lewis Hall man of the match? I don't know. But literally, Lewis Hall has been phenomenal. Again, I feel like, I think it was the last home game. He was. I don't know if he was quite himself in that game, but literally, Lewis Hall he's challenging Bruno for the player of the season. Spot so far, literally phenomenal. Again, I think he's a left back. I think he actually may be the best dribbler at the club. He's been phenomenal. Then we're getting in the midfield, and this is where Eddie Howe makes the change. He picks the usual 3 of Bruno, Tonali and Joe Linton. And to be fair, I think a lot of fans, I've seen a few fans, especially on social media, saying maybe drop Tonali for Jacob Ramsey, and I understand that, but the difference this time, it's only been a flat sort of 3, but this time Eddie Howe literally said to Tonali, Sandro, you sit deep, and Joe Linton, you push up with Wissa, who was up front. and literally just total game changer. Like literally, Sandro was breaking play up, giving it to Bruno, playing it out with the wings, or even still, he was just playing it to Joe Linton, and Joe Linton was then bringing the wingers or Wissa into the game, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Like literally, hopefully that is the way that we're going to play going forward, and if we can't play like that, I think we really can turn the season around and really push the Champions League again. I'd never thought I'd be saying that for how rough this season's been so far, but I think we've got a real chance if we keep playing like that. But yeah, we'll start with Bruno. Unfortunately, Bruno did go off with an injury right at the end of the first half. It's a bit unfortunate, like, because he has been phenomenal this season. Like, again, he has been our best player this season. He has, like, there was a few misplaced passes. Again, like, it is me being very nitpicky, but he did have a phenomenal first touch, which he then played to Joe Linton, which then set up the first goal to Wissa. So, you know, I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6, which is probably harsh, considering he did do okay. But yeah, I'm going to give him a 6. Lewis Hall, he's getting a 7.5. He was, like, phenomenal. Sandro Tonali, again, played the full 90. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.5 as well. He was phenomenal as well. But then the real difference maker today, for me anyway, was Joe Linton. Joe Linton, again, his link-up play, like, just, again, we talk about Joe Linton's sort of defensive qualities and break-up play, being a box-to-box midfielder, but, like, we're saying him as a striker. He was playing mostly as an attacking mid in Germany, and then he was sort of told to play in that role again properly, not just be a centre mid, be an attacking mid, and literally, it was just a new dimension of Joe Linton's game that I don't think we've ever seen it in Newcastle, because he was just played out of position under Steve Bruce, and obviously found a new position under Eddie Howe. But like this is what I feel like. If that may have been the Joe Linton from Hoffenheim that we sorted out, and I'm quite pleased. I hope it does continue, because obviously the link of play he had with Wissa, bringing in Gordon and Barnes, phenomenal, brilliant. Going up the front three, Anthony Gordon, again, he does it in the big games. I don't know why or what it is. He just seems to be able to do it in the Champions League, but can't really maintain that form in the Premier League. I don't know what it is, but maybe now with this new style of play that Eddie Howe adopted tonight, possibly could see the best of Gordon. But that wait find out. Harvey Barnes, again, phenomenal as always. Like, literally, I think he's got like 12 goal involvements now at minimum, or at least he's scored 12 goals in all competitions. Like, absolutely phenomenal season Harvey Barnes having. For me, he's our best winger at the minute. But that's my opinion. And Johan Wissa, again, this has been what Nick Voltemade has needed. He's needed somebody to come from the midfield or another striker to help with the link-up play. And literally, Wissa was phenomenal tonight. Like, I was a bit gutted when he came off, but that's no disrespect to Nick Voltemade. Nick Voltemade seemed to do quite well in this formation, but what am I say? I think Gordon, we're going to give him a 7.5. He did quite well. Barnes, we're going to give him a 7.5. And Wissa, we're going to give a 7.5 as well. But I'm going to give an 8 to Joe Linton. Joe Linton was man of the match tonight for me. For the subs, Anthony Elanga. You know what? I'm going to say this was one of Anthony Elanga's best performances in a Newcastle United shirt. Like, the crowd was really bigging him up. He was putting pressure on. Like, he was quite unlucky not to like make more of an impact on the game in the 20-odd minutes he had to play. Jacob Ramsey came on at a similar time. For him, came off for Joe Linton. To be fair, like, again, Eddie Howe slightly changed formation up as well. Like, so obviously Joe Linton was that one doing the link-up play when it was when it was Voltemade. He had Harvey Barnes coming in. He pushed Ramsey out wide, and then it was sort of a flat 4-4-2. Like, when we're getting forward, but like Ramsey again just needs to get those minutes. He just needs to get those minutes, and I think we'll start seeing the best out of him. Lewis Meadows came on for Bruno. I think he actually finished the game with the captain's armband when Kieran Trippier came off. Who knows? Is that something that we'll see in the future? Captain Miley, maybe. Who knows? But again, what can I say about Lewis Miley? he just does the job, and he's good at it. Like, he may not be a right back, but he'll play a right back, and he did well. He played centre mid and right back today, and like literally didn't put a foot out of place. Yeah, I just touched on Nick Voldemort before. It was pretty very unlucky not to challenge the keeper at one point with a header. But yeah, other than that, not too much for Nick Voldemort. But I mean, you can only do so much in the 20 minutes that he was allowed. And Joe Willock got run out at the end. To be fair, he had a few good ideas, but obviously nothing came of it. But it was a really convincing win. And I mean, considering PSV haven't lost an away game since March, I believe, like literally, because they are flying at the top of the Bundesliga. I was really surprised that we were able to pull off a comfortable result like this. I mean, again, I think what a big hill to climb to maybe get into the top 8. I mean, pick up 3 points away at PSG is going to be a difficult challenge. But on to Sunday now. Who on Sunday? I'm actually like, who we got on? I've actually forgot who we got on Sunday. I've literally just looked at it as well. Oh, yeah, we've got a home game on Sunday. You can tell I'm ready for bed now, but no, literally, hopefully we want to continue this form in the league. And yeah, I'm quite excited for this new style of play that Eddie Howe seemed to adopted. Finally, we've been begging Eddie Howe for months to just change things up, like do something with these players, like, because what we're doing at the minute has been working. He's finally changed it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, but fingers crossed most importantly, Bruno's injury is not as serious as we hope. I mean, Eddie Howe has said it's a worry in his press conference. Time will tell, but fingers crossed for this new style of play, we are going to see some change in form, a few more wins. Yes, we're unbeaten at 11 in the league, but let's get a few more wins. And fingers crossed for no more injuries. But I've been Callum. I'm tired and I'm going to bed. So enjoy those 3 Champions League points, guys, and maybe I'll see you on Sunday, who knows.